定在那里，你等在那里20分钟，他就什么知道。
20分钟叫一下。
对，是的。
那如果你要不动呢？
你不动他就叫。
Technology in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party is often used as a tool for governing and controlling the people. For instance, sanitation workers in Nanjing are now wearing smartwatches. If a worker remains stationary in an area for more than 20 minutes, the watch will remind it to continue sweeping. This is a simple application of technology, but what if the Chinese government employed more complex systems, such as blockchain technology? You'll shudder when you hear the following piece of information. Starting in May, Changshu City near Suzhou will implement full e-RMB salary payments for civil servants, public institution staff, and state-owned business employees. This pilot program is part of an assessment from high authorities suggesting that it could be expanded to other areas starting in Suzhou if successful. If the digital RMB were to completely replace cash, all cash flows throughout society will become transparent. On the positive side, tax evasion, money laundering, and fraud will become more difficult. The Chinese Communist Party also claims that the digital RMB can help combat corruption, which is merely a smokescreen to deceive the public. High-ranking corrupt officials in China no longer need to engage in domestic corruption as they receive bribes in the form of overseas or Hong Kong assets, effectively bypassing domestic scrutiny. The Chinese government is now planning to upgrade the Hong Kong channel, enabling individuals like Justin Sun, a cryptocurrency entrepreneur who is wanted by the FBI for wash trading, to promote Hong Kong as an international digital currency trading center. While the digital RMB may not constrain domestic corruption officials, it could have significant negative impacts on ordinary Chinese citizens. Personal wealth would become impossible to hide, allowing the government to more easily seize individual assets under various pretexts. As a result, the public is understandably uninterested in the digital RMB. Journalists who downloaded the digital RMB app wallet found that the system imposed payment limits upon registration. With a single transaction cap of 2,000 RMB, people complain that even a decent meal with a bottle of wine can easily exceed this amount. The eRMB app wallet also has a daily payment limit of 5,000 RMB, leading people to point out that even a single piece of jewelry would cost more than that, suggesting that purchasing a wedding ring would require applying for a payment quota from the bank in advance. Although the public is hesitant to embrace the digital RMB, its implementation seems inevitable, as the Communist Party urgently needs it. In recent years, the central bank has had to print vast amounts of money, and the printing factories are struggling to keep up. This has led to instances where duplicate banknotes with identical serial numbers have been printed and circulated. Given China's enormous market, it has become increasingly difficult to locate these duplicates, and the Chinese government party now finds controlling the printing factories challenging. The digital RMB would eliminate the need for printing, issuing, and transporting banknotes, thus reducing cost. However, the excessive insurance of digital RMB would lead to an oversupply of money, causing inflation and economic instability. In 2014, the People's Bank of China requested Alipay to provide their code technology similar to what is used in some video game currencies. The digital RMB employs this in-game currency technology for coding, while blockchain technology is utilized for control. The central bank has also created a backdoor, allowing it to maintain control. The final result is all centralized currency is controlled by the Chinese central bank, with all transactions tracked and recorded. The digital RMB stored on mobile phones or electronic devices is merely a collection of data and codes and lacks the decentralizing feature of blockchain technology. In theory, the People's Bank of China could use big data algorithms to scan all transactions daily, swiftly identifying abnormal transactions. However, this development spells trouble for ordinary people. Some individuals who wanted to save money for their children's education abroad found themselves questioned by the central bank when their digital RMB wallets held enough money for a house down payment, asking why they didn't purchase a house instead. Alipay team is reportedly researching how to use the digital RMB for mortgage and car loan payments, offering a 5% discount. The Chinese government could also issue special digital RMB for real estate, forcing residents who receive these funds to purchase property or otherwise render the special currency unusable. The digital RMB can also potentially restrict the types and quantities of products people can purchase. During specific periods, the Chinese government can use the digital RMB to ensure that certain goods are only brought by designated groups. For example, in the event of a food shortage, the government may limit a family to purchasing only 2.5 kilograms of rice every 3 days. If you want more, your digital wallet will show your quota has been used up, and even with more money, you won't be able to buy additional rice. The digital RMB could also help the Chinese government control people's personal freedom. If only the digital RMB is accepted, those disliked by the government may find themselves unable to dine out, find accommodations, or travel. The scenarios mentioned are already quite alarming, but some experts claim that the digital RMB can combat the sale of illegal publications. These are essentially all publications not from official channels. By this definition, almost all Japanese anime in China is illegal, and most Hong Kong drama, games, PS5 consoles, and Nintendo consoles are considered unlawful. There are indications that people's lifestyle will also be subject to intervention by the Chinese government through the digital RMB. Financial experts suggest that trends like lying flat and giving up can be suppressed through financial means. Other than work, activities such as buying a fishing rod, outdoor equipment, or going hiking can become luxurious. Domestic experts have openly stated on local platforms that such measures will be widely implemented across the country. What other factors make the Chinese government so enthusiastic about this unpopular digital currency? In addition to regulating its domestic economy, the digital RMB offers the Chinese government an effective tool to prevent capital flight and protect its financial system. Capital flight, if unchecked, can lead to the collapse of real estate, stock, and bond market prices, potentially resulting in a financial crisis and economic collapse that could threaten the stability of the Chinese government's regime. With the current paper currency in circulation, the Chinese government struggles to effectively curb capital outflow, regardless of how much it tightens foreign exchange controls. However, the digital RMB could change the situation, as all assets exchange activities will be recorded in the central bank's book, potentially closing the loopholes in capital flight. Furthermore, the insurance of the digital RMB serves another crucial purpose, promoting the internationalization of the RMB. Chinese companies have encountered difficulties in international capital markets in recent years, facing numerous restrictions. If tensions with the West escalates, China's risk of being excluded from SWIFT, which would jeopardize Chinese companies' ability to raise funds overseas and threaten the survival of larger companies and banks. This situation underscores a driving force of the Chinese government to promote RMB internationalization. However, the Chinese government has yet to achieve substantial progress in RMB internationalization. To address this issue, the government aims to deploy digital RMB payments terminal overseas, enabling foreign merchants to use the digital RMB for payments and gradually promoting the RMB abroad. The challenge lies in the fact that this approach would entail foreign countries allowing China's central bank to manage their domestic payments. It remains to be seen which countries, if any, will be willing to grant such a concession. Last year, on December 16th, 17 provinces in China initiated digital RMB pilot tests in selected areas. With the rapid pace of implementation, more provinces and cities may soon follow suit. Guangdong, Jiangsu, Hebei, and Sichuan were among the first to launch these tests, followed by Shandong, Guangxi, Yunnan, Tianjin, Chongqing, and Zhejiang provinces. In response to these developments, some Chinese citizens may opt to move to other countries, while those who cannot may convert their wealth into physical assets such as jewelry, diamonds, antiques, calligraphy, painting, gold, silver, foreign currency, rice, and pork before paper currency loses its validity. This situation could potentially trigger a new round of inflation. Despite the Chinese government's ambitious plans for the digital RMB, several issues have already surfaced during its use. In 2019, the government issued bonuses and benefits for civil servants in the form of digital RMB, testing it in 4 sub-provincial cities, Shenzhen, Suzhou, Xiong'an, and Chengdu. While Xiong'an and Suzhou experienced no problems, issue arose in Shenzhen and Chengdu. The amount of money in digital RMB wallets unexpectedly increased with usage, and some source of the digital RMB could not be controlled. It has been revealed that upon returning to China, one of Jack Ma's tasks was to offer technical support for the digital RMB through the Alipay team, suggesting that the digital RMB still has some technical challenges to overcome. Additionally, the Chinese central banks need to analyze vast amounts of data on a daily basis, which undoubtedly requires substantial computing power. However, China lags behind the United States in AI computing capabilities and faces a severe shortage of high-end chips. Consequently, there are doubts about the Chinese government's ability to operate the digital RMB system effectively. It remains to be seen whether the digital RMB will become another large-scale unfinished project for the Chinese government.